The restaurant overlooked the Arabian Sea, its floor-to-ceiling windows framing the restless waves under a Karachi sunset that bled orange and gold across the water. The table was set impeccably, starched white linen, heavy silverware, crystal goblets catching the dying light like accusations. The aroma of biryani spices mingled with grilled prawns and fresh naan, a feast meant to disguise the blade being sharpened beneath the surface. Aisha sat at the head, dressed in her favorite emerald shalwar kameez, the one she'd bought during her last trip to Lahore, the one she'd worn when she signed the papers for her third apartment building in Clifton. At 74, her posture remained straight as a ruler, her eyes sharp enough to spot a forged signature from across a room. She had built her real estate portfolio from a single plot in Gulshan-e-Iqbal purchased, with savings from 20 years of teaching mathematics at a government girls' school. That plot had become 12 properties worth nearly 80 crore rupees. Her children knew the public figure, perhaps 25 to 30 crores. They had no idea about the offshore trusts, the silent partnerships in Dubai, the land bank in Thatta she had quietly accumulated. Her eldest son, Bilal, sat to her right in a tailored navy suit she had paid for during his MBA in London. He smiled the practiced smile of a man who had just closed a deal. Beside him, his wife Saima adjusted her diamond studs, gifts from Aisha for their wedding anniversary 2 years earlier. Their daughter Zara, 11, played with her phone under the table, bored. Bilal's younger brother, Hamza, occupied the seat opposite, scrolling through property listings on his tablet. His wife Nadia laughed too loudly at something he whispered. Their 2 boys were at home with the nanny. Mama Ji, Bilal began, using the affectionate term that now sounded rehearsed, "We've found the perfect place for you. Sea View Retirement Village in DHA Phase 8. They have bridge tournaments, calligraphy classes, even a small mosque with daily Quran sessions. The staff is trained in geriatric care. It's peaceful." Aisha sipped her mint lemonade slowly. "Peaceful," she repeated, letting the word hang. Hamza leaned forward. "Dr. Rehman says it's better this way. You've had those little episodes lately. Forgetting where you parked the car, mixing up dates. A controlled environment would be safer. For everyone." Episodes. Aisha had staged them meticulously over 18 months, asking the same question twice in one conversation, misplacing her reading glasses while they watched, once even forgetting Bilal's birthday in front of the whole family. Each incident had been calculated, observed, catalogued in the small leather notebook she kept hidden in her prayer rug. She had wanted to measure the temperature of their love when vulnerability appeared. The thermometer had broken at freezing. "And my properties?" she asked mildly. Saima reached across and patted Aisha's hand. Her nails were perfect French manicure. "Don't worry about all that stress, Ami. We'll manage everything. The rentals, the maintenance, it's too much for you now. We'll make sure the income keeps coming for your care." Aisha smiled. The smile did not reach her eyes. How thoughtful. That night, in her Defence Phase 5 bungalow, the one with the jasmine trellis her late husband Asif had planted, Aisha pretended to swallow the mild sedative Nadia had helpfully left on her bedside table. She flushed the pill down the toilet and lay awake listening. At 12:47 a.m., voices drifted from the drawing room. "The Gulshan commercial plot alone is 18 crores, Bilal whispered. Papers rustled. The 2 apartments in Zamzama add another 12. The school building in North Nazimabad, probably 15 if we convert it properly." Hamza's voice. "We need to move fast. Get the medical certificates lined up. Dr. Rehman will sign for mild cognitive impairment. Then power of attorney, then sell." Nadia laughed softly. "She asked me yesterday what day it was. Twice. She's gone, darling. We're just helping her transition." Aisha lay in the dark, heart steady. She had heard worse. She had expected worse. At 4:15 a.m., while they slept in the guest rooms, she rose. She dressed in a simple black abaya, took only her passport, the key to a locker in Habib Bank Tower, and a USB drive containing scanned originals of every deed, trust document, and alternate will she had executed in secrecy over 7 years. She left through the servant's entrance. The Uber she had pre-booked waited 2 streets away. She flew to Dubai that morning on a one-way ticket purchased with a credit card they didn't know existed. From there, a short connecting flight to Ras Al Khaimah, to the modest villa she had bought 15 years earlier under a company name none of them had ever heard, Al Noor Holdings LLC. The villa overlooked the mangroves. It smelled of sandalwood and sea. The caretaker, old Mr. Khan, who had worked for her since the property was just sand and promise, opened the door without surprise. "I kept everything as you instructed, Baji," he said. "The files are current. The manager in Jebel Ali sends monthly reports. The portfolio is up 22% this year." Aisha nodded. She spent the first week in silence, walking the beach at dawn, rereading letters Asif had written during their courtship in the 1970s. "Never let anyone, blood or not, hold the keys to your life, Aisha. Not even our children when they grow teeth." She had listened. On the 8th day, she called her lawyer in Karachi, Mr. Farooq, the only one who knew the full structure. He had lost his own mother to a similar scheme 5 years earlier. Loyalty cost her nothing. Shared pain bought it. "They're filing for guardianship next week," he told her. "They have affidavits from 2 doctors, neighbors who say you've been confused, even a video of you forgetting your own PIN at an ATM, conveniently recorded by Hamza." Aisha laughed quietly. "Let them file. I want them confident." She returned 12 days later. Not to her bungalow, that was now enemy territory, but to the head office of her management company in Tariq Road, a place her children had never visited because Mama Ji doesn't need to go to the office anymore, we can handle it. Mr. Farooq met her there with fresh medical reports from 3 independent specialists, all obtained before her disappearance, video footage she had secretly recorded over 2 years of family conversations, original trust documents showing the properties were held in irrevocable trusts naming charities and a women's shelter in Orangi as primary beneficiaries, and, most devastatingly, the true valuation. 82 crores, not 30. The family meeting was set for 11 a.m. at her bungalow. Bilal had invited a lawyer friend, a notary, and, as witness, her younger sister Rubina, who had always resented Aisha's success but loved drama more. Aisha arrived at 11:32, driven by Mr. Khan in the old Toyota she kept garaged in Dubai. She walked in wearing the same emerald shalwar kameez from the restaurant dinner. The room froze. "Mama Ji." Bilal stood so quickly his chair scraped. "We were so worried. Where were you?" "Worried about me," Aisha said, "or worried the guardianship papers might expire if I stayed missing too long." Hamza paled. Saima tried to hug her. Aisha stepped aside. Mr. Farooq entered behind her, briefcase in hand. Rubina's eyes widened with delight at the coming spectacle. "Sit," Aisha commanded. They sat a day. She remained standing. "First," she began, "the medical reports you plan to use are worthless. I have 3 fresh evaluations stating full mental capacity. Second, the power of attorney you forged last month, yes, I know about it, was never executed because the notary you used is under investigation for fraud. Third." She nodded to Mr. Farooq. He opened his laptop and projected the portfolio summary onto the wall where her wedding portrait usually hung. The numbers appeared line by line. Gulshan Commercial, 18.4 crores. Zamzama Apartments, 13.7 crores. North Nazimabad School Building, 16.2 crores. 4 plots in Bahria Town, Karachi, 9.8 crores. Offshore holdings and Dubai investments, 24.1 crores equivalent. Total net worth, 82.2 crores. Bilal's mouth opened, closed. "You told the doctor I was worth maybe 25 to 30 crores, Aisha said softly. "You underestimated me by 200%. Just like you underestimated everything else." Hamza stammered. "We were trying to protect your future inheritances," she finished. "I heard every word. The microphones I installed in the drawing room 2 years ago when I first suspected. The same ones that recorded you discussing how to handle me after the guardianship was granted." She played the audio. Bilal's voice, "Once she's declared incompetent, we liquidate quietly. No one will question it." Nadia. "And the Dubai stuff?" "She never mentioned it." Hamza. She probably forgot she even had it. Laughter on the recording. Laughter that now sounded like breaking glass in the silent room. Rubina gasped. Bilal. Hamza. Aisha continued. My real will, executed 7 years ago, updated annually, leaves each of you 5 lakh rupees. A symbolic amount. The rest goes to the Asif Memorial Women's Shelter, which will expand into a full retirement community for women abandoned by their families. A place with dignity, not just a room and 3 meals. A place I wish someone had built for women like me before I built it myself. Saima began to cry. Ami, please, we were scared. The economy, the kids' futures. You were greedy, Aisha said without heat. Fear and greed wear the same face when you're counting someone else's money. Mr. Farooq cleared his throat. Attempted fraud, forgery, conspiracy to defraud an elder. The FIA is already reviewing the file. Charges can be filed tomorrow. Bilal slumped. What do you want from us? Aisha looked at each of them in turn. I want 5 years, she said. 5 years working at the shelter. Real work. Cleaning, cooking, counseling, fundraising, caring for women who have been discarded exactly the way you plan to discard me. No salary beyond basic living expenses. No title. No shortcuts. At the end of 5 years, if you have shown genuine change, if you have learned that dignity is not negotiable, that family is earned, not inherited, then we will speak about a revised will. Modest shares. Enough to live with self-respect, not enough to revert to old habits. Hamza whispered, and if we refuse? Then the criminal complaints proceed. You lose everything anyway. And you lose me forever. Silence stretched like a rope about to snap. Rubina spoke first. They're your blood, Aisha. Blood means nothing when it turns to poison, she replied. I choose family by character now. One by one, they nodded. Not eagerly, not happily, but they nodded. The shelter broke ground 6 months later on land Aisha had held in Thatta for decades. When the first residents moved in, widows, divorcees, women whose children had declared them burdens, Aisha walked the halls with them, listening to their stories. Bilal learned to cook dal for 30 women every Friday. Hamza planted the kitchen garden and taught basic accounting to residents who wanted to manage their small pensions. Saima and Nadia ran support groups, slowly shedding their designer armor for empathy. Year 1 was hardest. Complaints. Resentment. Tears. Year 2. Small kindnesses. A resident's birthday cake baked by Bilal. Hamza sitting with an arthritic woman to help her write letters to estranged grandchildren. Year 3. Genuine conversations. Saima confessing shame. Nadia apologizing to a resident who reminded her of Aisha. Year 4. Pride in the work. Hamza redesigning the physiotherapy room on his own initiative. Bilal fundraising enough for solar panels. Year 5 arrived on a quiet March morning. The shelter now housed 120 women. It had a library, art therapy, a small clinic. Aisha's portrait hung in the entrance, not as founder, but as the woman who refused to be erased. They gathered in her office. We're done, Bilal said quietly. 5 years. Aisha studied them. Lines on their faces now came from sun and laughter, not scheming. Do you want to leave? She asked. Hamza shook his head. We want to stay. Not for money. For meaning. Saima added, we've seen what real legacy looks like. Aisha took the sealed envelope containing the old symbolic will and tore it slowly. From her drawer she withdrew a new document. Executive Director, she said to Bilal. Head of Operations, to Hamza. Community Wellness Director, to Saima and Nadia jointly. The rest funds expansion. 10 more shelters across Sindh and Punjab in the next decade. They stared. Why? Nadia whispered. Because you became the people I always hoped you could be, Aisha said. Not for fear of jail. Not for money. For yourselves. For the women here. For the woman I raised you to respect. That evening, they walked the gardens together, the residents calling out greetings, children from the neighborhood playing near the fountain. Aisha paused under the jasmine trellis Asif had planted so long ago. She looked at the sky, the same sky that had watched her build from nothing. Vengeance had been necessary. Redemption had been a gift. And legacy, true legacy, was no longer measured in crores. It was measured in restored dignity, in second chances, in love that had finally learned its own language.